Thank you very much for joining us today for this virtual tour presentation of Ombria Resort in the Algarve. It's Portugal's #1 luxury sustainable development. Construction is well underway. For those of you not necessarily familiar with the development or perhaps just wanting more information before deciding whether or not to visit, I'm joined by João Costa, who you'll see on the screen. He's the Director of Sales and Marketing for the developer, and he's going to be taking you through an introductory video to start with, and then we'll be moving on to a few pre-recorded videos of João on site where you'll be able to see actual construction and finishing off with the Alcedo Villa plots. After that, we're going to have a virtual walkthrough tour by João of 2 of the Viceroy Residences, a 2-bedroom ground floor unit and then a 1-bedroom penthouse unit. And then to finish with, we'll open up to a few questions and we'll do our best to answer them. So over to you, João.
Thank you, Rob. Yes, I was filming at the site these past few days, and you'll be able to see some of that footage. So I'm going to share my screen and show a short video to start off with.
Ombria Resort is a new, sustainable luxury development in the Algarve that respects the identity, culture and natural local environment to create a lifestyle carved by nature. Ombria Resort is located in the authentic heart of the Algarve, just 20 minutes inland from Faro Airport and spectacular beaches. It's surrounded by serene hills and secluded villages. The nearest town, just 10 minutes away, is Lolé, a traditional and bustling Portuguese market town surrounding an ancient castle. Ombria Resort is a low-density luxury development set within 300 acres of serene countryside and surrounded by a new 18-hole signature golf course. With construction now well underway, it's on track to open early 2022. A central plaza will provide an authentic village feel to the resort, creating a vibrant ambience throughout the year, with Viceroy Hotels and Resorts providing the highest levels of service at all times. Ombria will have several 5-star facilities, including family-friendly restaurants, bars, seafood grill, all-day dining, heated swimming pools, bistro bakery, pool grill, kids club and spa. A total of 65 freehold Viceroy residences are being sold, all fully managed and with a choice of 1- and 2-bedroom apartments. Owners benefit from privileged access to the hotel's facilities and a guaranteed rental return for the first 5 years. The Viceroy residences come completely furnished and equipped to Viceroy Hotels and Resorts 5-star standards. Some have their own swimming pools or jacuzzi. The Algarve-inspired spa will provide a beautiful and restful space dedicated to personal wellness with sumptuous indoor and outdoor pools, jacuzzi, sauna and Turkish baths. The signature golf course at Ombria Resort is perfectly integrated into the natural landscape and provides the perfect views from the elevated position of the hotel and the Viceroy residences. For those wanting a tailored contemporary villa experience, the Alcedo Villas offer the perfect solution. With only 12 3- to 7-bed detached villas available, they offer a unique lifestyle opportunity. Every villa will enjoy panoramic views over the fairways, river and surrounding hills from their various terraces and private pool. The focus is to create a sustainable development offering authentic experiences from mountain biking to the astronomic observatory, organic farm and beekeeping. From the well-designed sports bar and grill to the conference rooms, fine dining restaurant, as well as kids club and wonderful golf clubhouse, the facilities at Ombria Resort will cater for everyone. and we look forward to welcoming you here.
Hi, we are here in the Sales and Marketing Suite, located in Lolé, a city in central Algarve. I'm standing on hole 17 of the golf course, and behind me is the construction of the spa buildings and several other buildings in the hotel. The hotel will have several facilities such as 5 restaurants, a kids club, conference center, golf clubhouse, and several swimming pools, to which all the hotel guests and Viceroy Residence owners will have access to. I'm standing on the green of the 3rd hole of the 18-hole golf course at Ombria Resort, and behind me are the construction works of the Viceroy Residences, which started construction in December 2019 and will be finished in early 2022. The construction works behind me are of building 12. They're actually putting in the floor slab of unit 1221, the top floor unit of building 12. I'm in the living room of what will be the ground floor apartment of building 11, unit 1102, 1103. This is going to be a 2-bedroom apartment with magnificent views of the golf course. From here we can clearly see how fortunate the owners or guests of this apartment would be. The Alcedo Villas are just along this road, 6 villas on each side of the road, and they will be located with beautiful views of this valley with the golf course and the river that flows down there. And just behind me is the construction works of the hotel and the Viceroy Residences.
This is the back 9 of the 18-hole golf course. So now we're going into the virtual tours. First of all, I'm going to start by showing you the whole master plan of the resort. So the resort is 150 hectares or about 300 acres. And as we zoom in, we can see that there are in the 300 acres, essentially three areas. The first area is the 18-hole golf course, which is this area here and this area here. 9 holes on this side along the river that flows here, and 9 holes on the south side here. This area of dark green on the master plan is a nature reserve, which will never be touched, with lots of trees. Some of the images that you've seen before were showing, these hills with, full of trees and so on. And then the property development and hotel development are in these brown sections here. The first phase is this phase here in the center of the resort, is the first phase that we've already started and will be finished by 2022. And then there will be another 2 phases in the next few years. Zooming into this section here is the Viceroy Residences, the Viceroy Hotel in this area here. And then I'm going to switch and zoom into that area to show how the layout of the hotel is. It will look like a village with several small buildings and pedestrian roads in the middle of the buildings to allow access to each building. The main pools are on the southwest side. There is a pool here also for the spa. The spa is below these buildings, 7, 8, and 9. And then this area here is the area with all the restaurants and astronomical observatory, conference center as well, and golf clubhouse, which is this building here, which has an additional pool. I'm going to show this in 3D. So this is gives you a bird's eye view of the whole section of the hotel and the Viceroy Residences. So these are the main swimming pools here facing southwest. And then there are some buildings.
There's adults and children's pools, aren't there? Down.
Correct, yeah. And as you can see here, some of the ground floor apartments of these buildings have their own private swimming pools. And some of them have jacuzzis on the top floor, like this one here, for example. I'm going now zooming into this building. This is building 11. Building 11 has 4 units, 4 apartments for sale. They're all 2-bedroom apartments. So we have a ground floor apartment and then 3 other levels above. The ground floor apartment has its own garden and swimming pool. And I'm going now to show inside this apartment. Now I'm going to move into that apartment. So the floor plan of this apartment is, as you can see here, the entrance is right there where I'm standing now virtually. And then in front of me will be the living room. And then there are 2 bedrooms, 1 on each side. 1 bedroom on this side here, and then another bedroom. The particularity of this specific apartment is that it has 2 separate entrances. It's one of the few with 2 separate entrances. And there's a communicating door here.
You can, in fact, rent them out separately. Is that correct?
Correct, yeah. So you can either, the owner of this apartment can use the apartment as a 2-bedroom apartment, or can use the whole, just a part of it, for example. Here is the living room on the right. And this is the communicating door that can be open or closed to the other bedroom B on this virtual tour. So now I'm going to move in to the kitchen area. So the kitchen has, Bosch appliances, fully fitted kitchen designed by Wimberley Interiors. As you can see, the floors are oak wood floors. I'm going to move into the living room now. 55-inch smart TV. So here we're looking at the bedroom A, bedroom B, access through there. And then I'm going to move, this is the dining area and the living room area. Now I'm going to go outside to have a look at the garden. So here the swimming pool, the other buildings. And then here we see the living room, bedroom A and bedroom B access there. And the real views from that the owner will have from this point are going to be this. This is a real photo taken recently of the golf course.
Both of the bedrooms have direct access onto terrace.
Yes, correct. So now I'm going to go back to the entrance again and I'm going to show you the second bedroom. So bedroom B. So this is a really large bedroom with 2 queen beds, actually. And here at the back, we have, so the entrance from the living room and the bathroom here. The bathroom entrance is through there, through the closet area. And there's also this window that can be open or closed to view the rest of the bedroom. Here we have, in the bathrooms, for example, we have chrome taps by Dornbracht. a German brand, and these toilets are by Viceroy and Bosch, for example.
The marble, where does that come from?
Yeah, that's Portuguese marble. Yes. Yeah. Now I'm going to move to the other bedroom. We can go from the outside or from the inside. So here I'm going to move to the second bedroom. So on the floor plan, now I'm standing here at the entrance of bedroom A. So I'm looking out to the living room and into the bedroom. This is a closet area. Closet here, entrance to the bathroom there. We can move to this corner of the bedroom with a beautiful view of the golf course. And then this bedroom has a king size bed, and the bathroom finally there. All bathrooms are similar. They have walk-in showers, freestanding bathtubs, and separate toilet and bidet. And most of them have double sink. All of the furniture that you see here in these apartments are according to Viceroy Hotels and Resorts 5-star standards. Now I'm going to move to a different apartment.
The furniture's included in the price, isn't it?
Correct. Yeah. So the apartments are sold fully furnished and equipped, as shown in these virtual tours. So now I'm going to show you this apartment here, which is the top floor apartment of building 12. So in this building we have 3 units: ground floor, first and second floor. The second floor unit, as you can see, has a large terrace with a jacuzzi. So now I'm going to go in to this apartment. So as we come into this apartment through this door, we are directly on the living room. This is a smaller apartment than the previous one. It has a kitchenette open to the living room area, living room, dining room area, and then the outside terrace, the bedroom here. So we're going to go through to the bedroom, which can be seen here with the same kind of furniture as the previous apartment, same type of bathroom. And then we can either go outside from the bedroom or from the living room. So I'm going to go outside from the bedroom here to see this stunning view of the surrounding golf course and countryside.
Which fairway are we looking at?
We're looking at actually 8 holes here. So this green here is the green of the 3rd hole, which is the one of the holes where I was standing in one of the previous videos. And here we can see building 11 here on the right hand side, and the swimming pool of building 11. This is the apartment that I was showing before. And here we can see the rest of this apartment with its jacuzzi here, entrance to the living room, kitchen, and entrance to the bedroom. I mean, these views are just stunning. Really, really nice.
I think we should move on to the questions and answers now, because we've had a few coming in. We've had one from Kevin asking, will there be any tennis courts?
Tennis courts, there will be in the second phase, probably, not on the first phase, no. Second phase should start as from 2023, 24. So not in the first phase, no. However, in Lolé, which is about 7 kilometers from the resort, there is a very large tennis center with 5 tennis courts, and that's accessible to everyone, actually.
Okay. We've had a question as well from Jane asking about the buying process. How does it work in Portugal with off-plan?
Yeah, so it's quite a simple, straightforward process. So first of all, the buyer signs what we call here a promissory purchase and sale contract. For the Viceroy Residences, on signature, on signing that contract, the purchaser pays 25% of the price. And then at the end of the construction, there is a deed signed. In the Viceroy Residence's case, there will be stage payments up until the end of the signature of deed, with about 25% remaining of the price to be paid on signature of deed once construction is finished and handover of the keys is given from the buyer to the seller.
Perfect. So we've also had a question about planning a visit. So obviously in the UK, we have got some restrictions, particularly when we come back to the UK, bizarrely. What can people do in terms of reserving something now so that when they can jump on a plane, they can view and hopefully hold the property of their choice?
Yes. So what we have been doing is, for those who cannot come easily on a visit, we have been doing pre-reservations. So we do a similar virtual visit like this one today, with a specific interested party, a buyer, and then that allows us to talk to them about their needs and to understand which unit would they would be interested in. On that basis, and hoping that flights from the UK will start soon, probably in beginning of July, then we hold that pre-reservation for a couple of weeks until the buyer is able to fly to Portugal and view the site himself or herself. So when we can do these pre-reservations for a couple of weeks, given the current situation. We have a couple done over the past couple of weeks, and some of these buyers were actually from places like Holland or Belgium, and they have already been able to book their flights for late June, beginning of July. So they will be here soon and confirm their reservations.
Perfect. You can offer some pre-negotiated rates at a few nearby hotels when people come and visit?
Yes, so most hotels are now open, and we have good relationships with most hotels around us or nearby. We are not too far from the airport. There are a couple of hotels really nice between us and the airport or near the coast, and we have negotiated some rates for people who want to stay in some of these hotels. They can have up to 20% discount on the best available rates at the moment. So they can stay there. We can help them book the hotels, or they can do it themselves if they wish to, obviously.
Brilliant. Well, we've had a question as well from Peter, which I think follows on nicely from that, asking about how safe is Portugal to visit right now?
Quite safe, I would say. I think probably specifically the Algarve, one of the safest places you can travel to at the moment in Europe. All the hotels have this seal, safe and clean seal, that Portuguese Tourism Office has created. All the hotels have implemented a lot of safe and clean operational, let's say, activities and to make people feel safe when they are in the hotels. Basically, everyone has to wear a mask when they go, into a shop or into a hotel, etc. When they are sitting at the table eating, they can remove their mask and so on. So there are there are a lot of things that are making people feel safer here in Portugal at the moment. Portugal has also been one of the first countries in the world to receive a seal from the World Tourism Travel Council as a safe destination to travel to. This was last week, actually. So we're happy to have received that as a destination.
Wonderful. Okay. Just so everyone knows, if you have any additional questions, that there is a Q&A function. You probably see it at the bottom of your screen. So if you have any additional questions, please type away. And if we can't get to them all today, then obviously we'll respond directly to you after this. Someone has asked as well about, in terms of the guaranteed yield being offered on the Viceroy Residences, what's included, what's not in terms of any additional costs, and what restrictions are implied.
Yes. So the Viceroy Residences are sold, as I said already before, fully furnished and with a 5% net rental guarantee for 5 years. So this is 5% per year for 5 years. When I say net, it means that all the expenses, condominium expenses, water, electricity bills, housekeeping, etc., are already deducted from this 5%. The other point that is important is that the Viceroy Residences can be used by their owners up to 70 days per year, so 10 weeks roughly. And these weeks can be used by the owners divided into seasons. So the owners can use up to 2 weeks in the high season, 3 weeks maximum in the medium season, and then no restriction of use in the low season. So the owners can use up to 10 weeks in the low season, but then they cannot use any other weeks in the medium or the high season.
Okay.
And again, this is already included in the 5%. So by using, it doesn't mean that the 5% is reduced in any way.
Okay. Two follow-up questions. One, what happens at the end of the five years? Well, if you could answer that, and then we'll come to the second.
Okay.
Which is on, if you don't want any restrictions, what are the alternatives for you?
Yeah. So I'll answer the first part first. So after the first 5 years, the owners will still have this restriction of only using 10 weeks per year. Then after year 6, they will no longer have the 5% guaranteed rental, but our best forecasts show is that the rental income that the owners will have will then depend on how much they use their units. Our forecasts are showing that if the owners will not use any weeks, they will be just slightly above 5% rental income, net rental income. But if they use all their 10 weeks, they're probably not going to be able to get to the 5%, but they will be around 2 to 3% rental income per year, essentially. This is what our forecasts are showing at the moment. So the owners will receive from year 1 a report every year that will show them how much they've used in terms of their apartments and how much income, real income, that represents for them. So for example, if an owner uses, say, all his 10 weeks in a given year during the first 5 years, and then his report is showing him that he has a real rental income of 3%, for example, that means that we, Ombria, because we've promised to pay 5%, will add another 2% from our own pocket, let's say, and pay the 5% guaranteed rental yield to the owner. But the owner will know that, you know, with that usage, he has had 3% rental income. So when he gets to year 6, he will already know how to manage his usage depending on how much income he would like to have, basically.
Perfect.
What was the second part of the question again?
Alternatives for people that don't necessarily want the restrictions. So it's less about investment, more about sort of lifestyle.
Usage, yeah. So actually there are two options there. Actually three solutions if you wish. The first one is to buy more than one apartment, for example. So if someone buys 2 apartments, for example, he can use 10 weeks in one apartment and 10 weeks in the other apartment if he wishes. The second solution is to use additional weeks on top of the 70 days per year to pay to stay in one of the apartments, benefiting from the owner's reduction. So the Viceroy Residence owners, that's something maybe I didn't mention yet, have access to all the hotel facilities, obviously. And they also have discounts on using those facilities. So they pay, when they come to pay the bill in the restaurant or the spa or in the golf course, they will pay with a Viceroy Residence owner's discount. And the same applies to the hotel. So if an owner wants to stay more than 70 days per year, they can buy those additional days at best available rate minus owner's discount. And finally, if that is not a solution for the given buyer, then the only solution is to either buy in the Alcedo Villas, where there is no restriction of use whatsoever, but also no rental income guarantee, or in the future Oriole Village section, which we will be launching later this year.
Perfect. Okay. We've had a couple of questions on pricing from Kevin and Paula. Kevin wants to know about the pricing of 3-bedroom villas, and Paula wanted to get a bit better understanding in terms of the price points. I think particularly regarding the Viceroy Residences.
Viceroy Residence. So for the 3-bedroom villas, so we have some in the Alcedo Villas. So the 3-bedroom villa there starts from 2.5 million. That is a villa that is on a plot of almost 2,000 square meters and has a internal gross construction area of roughly 400 square meters. The Viceroy Residences, so we have 2 types of 1-bedroom apartments, some with about 80 square meters and others with about 100, 110 square meters. The prices there start from about 360,000 for the smaller ones, and just over 400,000 for the larger 1-bedroom units. The 2-bedroom apartments of the Viceroy Residences start from around 600,000 up to about 900,000 euros for the largest 2-bedroom apartments. The largest 2-bedroom apartments are about 180 square meters internal area, plus garden and terraces and so on. And the smallest 2-bedroom apartments are about 140 square meters.
Perfect. And Alf is asking about the difference between pricing of 1 and 2 beds branded and non-branded apartments. So perhaps in the Oriole Village, which we hope to be launching towards the end of the year or start of next year, over the Viceroy Residences.
Yes, the pricing for the Oriole Village units, so the non-branded units, we haven't released yet. So at this stage, it's difficult to say. But the Viceroy Residence is 2-bedroom apartments, you were saying?
1 and 2. So
1 and 2. So the 1-bedroom apartment starts from, as I said, 360,000. This is all including furniture, and the 2-bedroom apartments from around 600,000 euros for the branded units.
For the Oriole ones, I know you can't tell us much on the pricing at the moment, but in terms of sizes, how do they compare with Viceroy Residence?
They are roughly the same size, but the non-branded units will be slightly cheaper than the branded units.
Okay.
Yeah, but they are roughly the same size in terms of apartments. The Oriole Village units, we will have not only apartments, but also 2 and 3 bedroom townhouses and semi-detached villas, which we don't have in the Viceroy Residence branded units.
Perfect. How many units have been sold to date in the Viceroy Residences?
Yeah, up to now in the Viceroy Residences, we have about 25% of the units sold or reserved.
Okay, so things are going well.
Yes, very well. Yeah.
That's good.
Well, we launched in December,
Yeah.
so in the first 2 or 3 months, we had about 20% sold. Then another 5% was sold in March, and then since the lockdown, obviously there has been a lot less reservations because people are not able to fly anymore. But now we've seen in the past 3 to 4 weeks that people are starting to fly again, and a lot of people stayed here in Algarve, actually spending their lockdown. People from all over Europe, and so we've started to welcome buyers again and so on, and reservations are starting again. On Monday we're signing a new contract, and so on. So things are moving again, not as before, obviously, but in a way that we call the new normal. So we're all wearing masks in the office and so on. And clients, when they come into our sales office, they have to wear masks. Inspection visits are done with the utmost care and safe and clean procedures and so on. But that's what we have to live with at the moment.
But construction continued throughout the lockdown pretty much, didn't it? Kind of slowed a bit, but...
Yes, construction in Portugal never stopped throughout the lockdown. So it was one of the activities in Portugal that was, in a way, not impacted by COVID-19. And we were fortunate, because we started construction in December, we were fortunate to actually be able to have construction even faster, because it was slightly easier to find workers to work on the construction site throughout the lockdown.
Yeah. Paul has asked another question, quite an interesting one. Are there any medical facilities, doctors, or a hospital nearby?
Yeah. So we are about 7 kilometers from Lolé, the city that is nearby. In Lolé, there is a public clinic, if you wish, and a private hospital. And in this private hospital, you have everything, basically. So lots of medical facilities there with doctors from all types of specialities there available to, for anyone who wants to go there.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. And further out in Faro, for example, there is another private hospital. Faro is near the airport on the coast. There's a public and a private hospital, even larger than the ones in Lolé, actually.
Okay.
So lots of options for medical attention.
Perfect. Okay. We've also had a question about beaches. How far is it to the nearest quality beach, and what sort of service will there be, if any, in terms of hotel guests or owners, perhaps without cars getting there?
Yeah. So we are inland about 20 kilometers. So the nearest beach is about 20 kilometers, which is roughly 20 minutes drive from the nearest beaches. The nearest beaches are the ones near Quinta do Lago, Val do Lobo, Vila Moura. So any of those beaches can be easily accessed either by the buyer's own car, or in the Viceroy Hotel, there will be a regular shuttle taking people to a designated beach club that we will have an access to. So we have negotiated a special conditions with a given beach club on the coast. And so there will be a beach shuttle that takes people to that beach club. It's a very nice one with, very nice beach, sandy, very, very, very nice.
Yeah.
Next to, not far from Vilamora, actually.
Okay. Got one question from Oliver as well, asking about how COVID compliant the resort is going to be. We're obviously living in very strange times, and everyone's worried about meeting too many people in small areas. This is something that's going to stay with us now for some time. So what can you tell us about how compliant the resort is, and especially in comparison to perhaps other resorts?
Yeah. So, I mean, the resort is a sustainable resort, and because we are doing things from scratch, we are able to implement all the COVID-19 compliant procedures, basically. Also, the fact that the hotel and the homes and so the apartments are in separate buildings allows for people to be not that the density is not too high, so people will never feel that they will be in a dense area. Basically, the fact that the hotel looks like a village rather than just a one big building, I think will help us to implement any COVID-19 procedures, basically.
Wonderful. Brian's got a question on the golf course. Is it already complete and playable, or
the golf course is complete, but not playable yet, because we are still building the clubhouse, which is part of the hotel construction. So the golf course will open in early 2022 when the hotel opens as well.
Perfect. And just in terms of other activities that you can do outside the resort, I think it's one of the USPs about Ombria Resort is its location and access to different experiences. What can you tell us in terms of the quality for cyclists, bikers, etc.?
Yeah, there are many within the resort and outside the resort, so the surrounding area is countryside with lots of trees and lots of paths for people who are walkers, for example, who like hiking, and also that like doing things like bird watching, for example, or mountain biking, etc. There is also nearby a vineyard, so people can go there and and try their wines and see how wine is done and so on. There is also a horse riding center about 1 kilometer from us. So there's lots of options in the area for nature lovers, let's say.
Canoeing as well?
Canoeing in the river, yes, we've done that before. It's really nice. Yeah. So lots of options for people who like to be in nature and close by. Within the resort, we also have the astronomical observatory. It's an ideal place to watch the stars, for example. And we'll also have beekeeping facilities for people who want to know more about how honey is made and produced and so on. They can get their really their hands dirty in that if they wish. And we'll have an organic farm, so we'll plant our own vegetables and fruits and so on. And we'll also do lots of activities for hotel guests and owners if they want to learn a bit more about that. One of the activities in the hotel will be to either go to the Lole market or farm, do some farming in the organic farm, and then bring the produce to the hotel, do a cooking class, for example, and things like that. So there will be a lot of authentic activities to be done.
And plenty of activities for all ages, from young to teenagers.
Oh yes, yes. All of these activities can be done by children, by young children, teenagers, and adults alike. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we've got one final question, unless anyone else wants to quickly type something into the Q&A. But in terms of completion of the entire resort, we know obviously that this first phase is due the first quarter of 2022.
Yeah.
But in terms of the entire resort, what's the timing and how many units will there be in total?
Yeah. Yes, so the first phase, which is going to be ready in 2022, will have the entire hotel with all its facilities and the 65 branded Viceroy Residences. Also, at the end of 2022, we should have the completion of Oriole Village units. There are 83 units in Oriole Village, and the Alcedo Villas, which are just 12 standalone villas. This is the first phase, which will be ready around 2022. Then the two next phases, the second phase, which will be built and sold hopefully throughout 2023 to 26 or 27, will have around 150 units. And the third and last phase will have about 60 units, and that will be built according to our plan between 2027 and 2030. So in total, over the next 10 years, there should be a total of about 380 units in the entire Ombria Resort in the 300 acres land.
Perfect. Thank you very much, João. Well, I think that takes us to the end now. There are no more questions, but obviously we're here to answer any questions you might have after this presentation. So do contact us and we'll be happy to provide whatever information you require. And if you want to organise an inspection trip, then again, we'll be happy to assist you as best we can.
Okay. Thank you, Rob. Thank you very much.
Thank you
everyone for participating.